Makes me know that I'm alive.
He eventually notices a parking lot that is particularly sparse in its accommodation, and so it is very vacant. And he sits down in the parking lot. And as soon as you guys get out, he's off again. Later, he just wants to get home, to his wife and his kids. He'll live to tell the story.
Okay.
He has happened, through a stroke of luck, to set you down in the parking lot of the police department of Warm Springs. The people who called you in for assistance for their missing police officers.
Great.
Alright.
Oh, we'll head in.
All right.
Covered in
You
ammo
walk in.
and fucking bodysuits and night vision goggles to hunt down some men.
You walk into what is quite clearly never intended to be a police station. It was clearly like a school once or a community center. It's been repurposed into a police station. It's not the most outfitted place you've ever been.
Okay.
There is a really normal looking desk without anything like bulletproof glass or anything. And behind it is what appears to be a teenage secretary with earphones in and chewing bubblegum and hasn't even noticed you.
Sir?
Yeah, I'm gonna like kind of like knock on the desk, or like reach over like in front of their face, get their attention.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Sorry, buddy. Didn't notice you there. What can I do for you?
Hold my badge and say Agent Lager from FBI.
We
got
all
a call.
like whip out our badges too.
We're going to need a vehicle to get to the scene of the crime.
Lens
And we'd like
flare
to-
badge.
Yeah.
Oh, the FBI agent's right. I got a notice about that. Anyway, Sheriff! Yo, Chief! He says. And from the back of the police department, there was a shuddering as a table or something is moved across a wooden floor and something falls off of something else. And then a door swings open, and a man who is much too fat to be a police officer of any kind squeezes through the doorway.
Oh no.
He's impossibly large. It says Chief on his uniform, which is not up to code either. He's only wearing some pieces of a uniform, not all of them.
Uniform
Wow!
sucks.
Look at here! FBI agents just in time. What can I do for you fellas?
We're going to need to requisition a vehicle, sir. We came here by helicopter to get here sooner.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, good. Yeah, this is... we're awfully concerned about this one. Good of you to come out right away. Can I get you a cup of coffee?
No, sir,
thank
just a
you.
vehicle.
How about some donuts? Would you like some tea, maybe?
Nah, that's quite alright.
Ah, yeah, I understand.
Jacob, I think
Are
you're
you-
muted.
Are you muted again, Jacob?
I need to remember to unmute I mute myself.
Jacob's like-
whenever
He's like, what? A donut?
Meanwhile, in
Yeah.
the background, someone's miming, but we don't,
I'll take your coffee and donuts.
Oh, that's good. He waddles over to a shelf where there is a coffee maker and a box of donuts, and he starts fiddling with that. So, what do y'all know about Warm Springs or Lokes, Nevada? Been out here before?
Nothing really.
No, we have not.
Never been here before.
Probably.
Oh, it's a
required.
good town. It's good people. Folk are friendly out here. You know how it is. Lokes and Dixie out there in Lokes makes the best damn meat pies in all Nevada. You should go and definitely try some while you're in.
Yes. So about that vehicle.
Yeah.
Dixie's sweet lady, Dixie. Real pretty too. But hands off. He finishes pouring the coffee, and hands a donut and the coffee to other Agent Lager who asked for it.
All right, I'm just drinking it. How black is this coffee? Is it? I don't know. Blacker than night?
It's this coffee maker looks about 40 years old and has never been
Oh.
maintained or cleaned in any fashion.
Man.
Oh, boy. I just
Surprisingly
drink the
tastes like
coffee.
bacon.
I drink the coffee as straight face as I can, with as little reactions as I possibly can. But the others can just tell
Roll
I
for
hate my life.
concentration. No, I'm kidding.
I hate my life.
Your pleasantries do not seem to speed the process up at all. But he keeps rambling off about Lokes. At one point, he hands you a pamphlet for tourism to Lokes.
Sir, we don't need pamphlets.
No, we'll take
We
it.
need a
We'll take it.
vehicle.
I'll take the pamphlet.
You note, pamphlet contains a map of Lokes, so that'll be at least
Okay.
partially useful. And then, as if he hasn't been wasting your time, at one point in the conversation, he's like, "Well, why are you boys wasting all this time? We got a police car out front. Why don't you go ahead and take that thing? Get down there. Hurry up."
I think we may have a few questions before we head out. Is there anything?
Hey, we ain't got time for that. Wasted enough time with pleasantries and coffee drinking, eating my donuts. You
Okay, just hand us the keys and we'll be off.
Yeah, I agree.
The secretary hands you a set of keys, and there is only one police car left in the parking lot. It's old. It's not particularly well maintained. It's not even particularly up to code. It doesn't have, for example, the cage between the front and the back seat. It's got the blues and twos affixed to the top, but other than that, it's hardly a police vehicle.
Okay. Is there anything in the vehicle?
No, except for an empty box of donuts.
Of course. Of course. Is the tank full at least?
Oh, it reads full.
Okay.
Okay.
Reads.
We're gonna keep an eye on that as we
Okay,
drive
well-
to Lokes.
If you want me to say it something more specific than reads, you'll have to, take a siphon and figure out exactly how much.
God
we're
damn
not
it.
Yeah, not siphoning.
I don't
I would
trust the police here. I'm gonna.
I would
drink
say, as the skeptical scientific CSI man, I'm totally like, we should stop and see if we can just top this baby off.
Probably.
This gas station, I mean, it's Warm Springs has one. It would need to.
Yeah, so
All right.
I think that's our first order of business, just making sure.
All right,
It just-
stop. It takes a little bit of gas,
Okay.
and then it's done. It
Okay.
comes up to like $6 a gas.
All right.
Who's paying?
I would assume we have like a company card, right?
All right, you pay the federal platinum ultra beta
Yeah.
max.
No limit.
No limit.
the lager card.
Oh,
Oh,
now we're
card.
making political statements here about U.S. expenditures.
The
You,
automobile.
so you waste time filling up the car, which didn't really need it.
Okay.
And now you're in a car, and you know where you need to go. You need to go down the county road a little ways, and then you're going to turn off on an unmarked dirt road that'll bring you to Lokes. It's going to take a couple hours.
Now, can I
I'll
ask?
try.
Would we know like the police station we were at is essentially the central police station, right? Like we're not going to another police station, or does Lokes have a small station or like deputy force as well?
Lokes has a volunteer sheriff for Lokes. He
Okay.
has no real authority.
But okay, he's kind of like the town watch.
He's just sort of he's more of a community leader than anything else.
Okay.
Warm Springs technically has jurisdiction over Lokes because, as you'll see, Lokes is impossibly small. It would be a foolish waste of resources to have their own police station.
Okay.
Okay. While we're
Okay.
driving, I pour out the rest of this coffee before it ends up killing me.
Yeah, okay. You pour out the rest of the right out the window. No one notices. You're cool. Now you have. Please add empty coffee mug to your inventory. That may come up. So
Oh no, we only have 3 mugs. Don't worry, I got
It's-
one.
This, I swear to God, if this ends up being important, I'm going to laugh.
Roll
It's a
check
several-hour
versus
drive.
poison. No.
it's a several-hour drive. One of the things you can do is pass around the pamphlet for tourism to Lokes, which will give you all sort of a passing knowledge of Lokes.
Okay.
But
Alright.
what do you do to pass the time? You listen to radio? Do you talk? Do you stare strangely off into the desert sun,
You know, now that I think about it, I never ate that donut.
flashbacking to Vietnam or whatever your character's past is?
By the way, is it front, and then middle center?
I mean, yeah.
Because
How
that'd be
else are they
fucking
gonna
great.
The Roxbury.
Because that would be great. Yeah.
I'm lounging in the back. I'm not.
Laying down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
like,
lauders are in the front.
I think we're talking mostly though, probably about the case, and like I'm totally gonna bring up the point that that sheriff did not seem all too concerned about his missing deputies. And
Yeah, I'm
like,
gonna make
this-
it clear that I am not happy about the state of that police station.
Yeah. fine.
All right, all
Seems
of you
like-
big city boys, bitch and moan for the first leg of the journey about the
Yeah.
inadequacies of small town America.
I mean, seriously, I'm a little skeptical about that. I tried to ask questions, and he was a turd about it, and you know,
He immediately just sends us off.
yeah,
At this
and
point-
he was not very concerned about his. You
I'm
know, I don't know if
assuming,
he's at fault, but he definitely doesn't know how to do his job properly. Not a fan.
Yeah,
That's
you
what we call
suspect
it.
it. You can put two and two together. It didn't look like anybody knew how to do their job properly in that place.
Yeah, true.
That's. I don't know.
Does anybody try and? I mean, it's a many hours journey. Does anybody turn on the radio or?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I definitely think we don't like sit there. We're FBI agents, yeah. So, like, we're not gonna play like punch buggy, but we definitely like listen to the radio and whatever. Like, maybe we know each other, so we're like, how's the wife and kids? Like, what's going on? That kind of thing. Like, I'm not as acquainted as Agent A and B, but I'm just kind of like getting to know them a little bit.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. So you pass around the pamphlet, you turn on the radio, you talk about your family. It becomes immediately apparent that the only station that seems to work is a yodeling country
I
western.
turn it off. I turn it off.
Immediately
I
turn it off.
turn that back on. I like that.
Oh, he turns it back. Do you guys fight over the radio?
I turn it back
Or
off.
when he turns it back on, do you step down?
I ask Agent B politely if he could at least turn it down.
I turn it down.
All right,
Okay.
so you have a sort of ambient in the background yodeling country western.
I can deal
Yeah.
with that. Deal with that.
I visibly get angrier as I drive.
Yeah, I would assume a couple hours pass. We're getting to know each other, hanging out, talking, listening to the yodeling, and getting to know
GM's
the
typing
map.
things. You can hear it. What does it mean? GM's typing things.
Oh,
Means
no.
he's messaging something about the dinner.
No,
Uh,
I was just typing things that who knows? Just be afraid. That's what I'm trying to instill here: is fear.
Are there any kind of announcements on this channel, or is it literally just
Ooh.
yodeling?
Just
It-
constant yodeling.
It's literally one. You can hardly tell when one song ends and the other begins. They're all so
Yeah,
eerily
let me do
similar.
some background noise for it.
Welcome to 26 years Cincinnati. We have 36 hours left of the yodeling. It's gonna be fucking awesome.
Yeah, at one point,
You're listening to the
Constant
number one yodeling station in all of North America.
Freaking what?
Number one by default.
Yeah.
so after
we're,
about an hour down the county road, maybe an hour and a half, you come to the unmarked dirt road that goes off the county road to Lokes, and you turn. Your journey continues for probably another hour, damn near. When the first thing you see on the horizon is a rocky sort of ridge. I wouldn't say it's a mountain, but it's a step down from being a mountain, and a ridge of
Really
sort
big
of
hill.
rock outcroppings. And you know from passing around the pamphlet earlier that Lokes used to be a mining town from World War II, well, from before World War II to just before the end of the Cold War. It was a robust mining town, and then the mine closed. The town that supported the miners stayed, but all the miners, for the most part, something fell over. Don't worry about it. All the miners, for the most part, left, leaving a town of maybe a couple hundred people, probably less than 200 people. And shortly after you see the rocky ridge crests over the horizon, you see a black plume of smoke rising from right in front of you, and it's getting closer.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, you're
Oh.
getting closer to it. It's not getting closer to you. It's getting closer by virtue of you being in a moving vehicle.
I
Okay.
drive
It's
faster
It's
and
not
turn on
lost.
lights.
You're not being attacked by the smoke monster.
I
And,
turn on the lights and drive faster. Obviously, something's wrong.
Yeah.
All right. You approach. Scene change for everybody.
Yep.
Yep.
You approach. You approach a hill. The road turns suddenly, and in front of you is not a significant hill, a hill, and on the other side is clearly the source of the smoke. You can tell immediately. Do you stop the car? Do you follow the road and ignore it?
Stop
There's
the
some-
car and check out the smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where are we exactly?
You're on a road, a dirt road, and there's
No,
a
I mean
view.
on the map, so I know like what side we're coming from, what we can see and can't see.
You don't know yet where you're coming from,
Okay. All right.
but
This-
you park the car in front of this hill, and you get out. You get up the hill. I assume everybody leaves.
Yeah, the smoke's
Everyone.
coming from the opposite side of the hill. Like,
Yeah, everybody gets out of the car, piles up the hill, and
Yep.
the other side of the hill, you can see in the distance, Lokes, Nevada. You've come in from the west here on the map, just so you're clear.
okay.
Okay.
And immediately in front of you is a crashed police car, nose down in the sort of gravelly Nevada desert, with black smoke pluming out of the engine compartment.
Well, I'll run to the vehicle.
Yeah.
You run to the vehicle. There
Yeah.
are two figures in the vehicle.
Are they alive?
Ah,
Oh.
maybe.
I'm following up, by the way.
Yeah.
Well-
we're all following.
Oh, well, definitely not the driver, because the driver is missing a significant part of his head. There's
Okay.
quite a lot of blood on the driver's side of the vehicle, but the passenger, he looks fine, maybe. You'll have to check.
We'll go over to the passenger side and check. Try to get him out.
All right, get him out, and you can tell he's alive, but he is unconscious. And a very brief inspection reveals that he is the deputy who went with the sheriff out to investigate Lokes, John Kimball, unconscious.
Can Cecil do anything for him?
Yeah, I definitely like kind of rush over, take his pulse. I'm like, all right, he's alive. Like peel his eyes back. Are his like pupils dilated? Like what's going on with him?
All right, so exciting first roll.
All right.
You can make a roll to investigate his condition specifically, or you can make a roll to try and revive him. Either way, you tell me, which dice value you're using and why you're capable of using that dice value.
I'm gonna say my first roll is gonna be a D4, just because I'm just kind of taking a general look at him, like I said, opening his eye, checking, with a little flashlight, his pupils and whatnot, So I'm just trying to see what his situation is. So
All right, go
So
ahead and
I
roll
just-
that D4 in roll 20 so that we all see the result.
okay, 3.
All right, with a 3, you suspect that he doesn't have a concussion,
Right.
but that he is definitely unconscious and that he is definitely alive.
All right. So I wanna wake him up. Do I suspect any other major problems? Does he have any lacerations or any big bruises going on? Anything like that?
Not that you can tell with a 3, and you're confident that it's safe to revive him.
Okay.
But you must make a now separate roll to do so.
I'm gonna roll my first D6.
All right, roll a. Oh, you're and as I recall, you are the CSI officer. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that's correct. All right, you roll a d6.
All right.
Well, you also have to roll it. 1. All right, so you
Oh.
slap him and shake him. He said, "Wake up!" And this does not produce any useful result.
I
so-
question the competency of the CSI agent. If this is how he tries to revive someone.
While he does that, I'm gonna go back to the car and see if I can figure out what exactly happens.
You can roll to investigate what happened.
How many? You said we have 2d10s, 48s, and 66s.
Yep.
Yes, I'm
And there
keeping track
may
of
or may not be
everybody's.
an opportunity to refresh dice.
Okay.
That's the campaign.
I'm gonna use one of my d8s
All right, a D8.
since investigation is what FBI agents do.
Oh, beautifully validated. Oh, critical success. All right, so
You touch
This
the
is
car,
what
you get
Agent
visions of
A
flashbacks.
this is what Agent A Lager does best. Show me psych, show me monk. This is zoom in on all the ding. They glow all the clues, like a video game or something.
I knew
All
the
right,
glass
so-
came from somewhere. I knew it did.
So the driver is dead. Congratulations, it's your first clue. He's clearly been shot in the head.
Okay.
That is the cause of death.
Now you said he's missing part of his head, though, right?
The
Yeah.
opposite side from where the bullet entered is exploded a little bit. A little bit of explosion.
Can I tell what caliber of weapon was used?
Yeah, 9mm gun. None of the windows in the car are broken. And the bullet enters from the right side of his head.
Passenger side.
Passenger shot him?
That's what it vaguely looks like might have happened.
But there's no windows broken.
There's no windows broken, not even on the side that the bullet exited. His head is just exploded a little bit.
So, is the,
Cuff the
is the
passenger
window up
before
or
you wake
down?
him.
All right, you cuff the passenger before you wake him.
Yeah. That's probably a good idea. We don't know what exactly happened.
You said no windows are broken. Are the windows down or are they still up?
All the windows are up and intact. The ones near the driver are splattered in gore, but they're intact.
Can I tell what caused the crash? Was it just him losing control because of being shot? Or
With an 8, you deduce that it's most likely that he died prior to the crash. And you recall, you do like a psych flashback. You parked at the base of a hill, and the road goes straight to the hill before turning. If you were to get killed before turning, you would presumably drive up the hill and then nose
land
on the
there.
other side.
Okay.
Okay.
Is anything of note missing from the vehicle, or is it all look in order?
Well, that depends on what you expect to find in the vehicle.
About the same as what was in the other one.
There's a half-eaten bag of potato chips. There's a dead sheriff. That's weird. He's missing part of his head. Where'd that go?
Are there
And
any weapons? Does the sheriff have a weapon or cuffs on
sheriff
his
has an arm. Do you check the passenger for his sidearm?
Yeah, I'm gonna say I'm with the passenger, so I'm gonna say I'm checking him for his sidearm.
Alright,
Definitely taking
yeah.
it.
So Agent A Logger has already come over and handcuffed him, having deduced
Yeah.
brilliantly that perhaps he's a suspect. But you, looking over for his weapon, do not find one in its holster.
Okay.
It's missing.
Okay.
I'll go back to the vehicle and check for that.
You don't find the gun.
Check. Can we check how many bullets are the? You said the sheriff still has his gun, right?
Yeah, his is still in its holster.
Can we? I just wanted to make a quick double check to check how many rounds are in the how many are left in the magazine.
It's a 9mm gun. It's not a weird request. That's a valid thing to check. You check it. It's got all of its bullets. It has not been
Okay.
discharged, or at the very least, if it was discharged, it was also reloaded afterwards.
I'm going to pop the trunk and see what's in there.
The trunk has a little pump for inflating tires, and a jack, and some like cable, but you're not sure what the cable's for. And otherwise, it's that's just all that's in there.
Hey,
So it's
game.
been tossed all around because there was a crash.
Did our vehicle have any of that in it?
You want to go back and check?
I'll
Yeah.
go back and check.
All right,
Okay,
so
I'll
go
have to
back
go
and
back.
check your vehicle. Your vehicle has a used spare tire, and that's it.
Huh.
Well, we might as well requisition these since we're using their vehicles anyway.
All right,
Yeah,
position
I
the facts in the back seat. It's probably not evidence anyway. Does anybody make another attempt to revive our unconscious friend?
No, I'm gonna say as the CSI guy to like kind of defend my whatever, my respect. I'm like, he's obviously, like very, he's in a deep unconscious state. So I'm like, we're gonna have to put him in the back of the vehicle and
Now,
give it another try later.
As a trained professional, I'm going to throw you this freebie. As a
Okay.
trained professional with a critical failure on that roll, you suspect that you didn't do everything you could do.
Oh no, I'm totally just bullshitting right here. I'm like, oh, he's gotta like, cause they don't know that I
Well,
I
They
didn't
don't know that the proper
try hard
procedure
enough.
is not
Yeah.
slapping somebody awake.
Yeah, like
No.
maybe all I did was like pull up some smelling salts and it didn't work, and they're like, okay, whatever. So I'm like, I'm totally defending myself here. I'm like, oh man, he's in a deep unconscious state. So I'm like, we're gonna have to give it another try later, maybe when he's feeling a little bit better. So
You
that's,
remove
So
him to
he-
the back of your car.
Just a question,
Yeah.
just to be sure. He didn't try to slap him awake like a dumbass.
no, I'm gonna say my failure was not overly noticeable. You guys don't know the technical procedure, but I totally fucked up. Like,
Okay, because if it was something like that, I would have been questioning and just saying, let me see what I
I
can
mean,
do.
I'll leave that up to the DM, but like, I would say that I didn't. It was a critical failure, but I didn't just like do something stupid. I just kind of really messed up. Like,
All right, that's fine.
Trying to
All right,
wake him up.
all right. I'm going to get us back on track here.
Okay.
Alright.
Not be defensive. This is a safe place.
yeah. Oh no, I'm not being
Don't
defensive.
be
I'm
defensive.
defending as a character. I'm like defending my like honor, my
So
integrity.
they move you into the back seat of their car, John Kimball, and that's going to give you an opportunity to rouse yourself into consciousness if you want to give me a roll to regain consciousness on your own.
One
Sure.
last thing I would do to him is, can I check for his like, does he have ID on him?
I mean, yeah, he's got the police badge. He's got his correct wallet, which is John Kimball, Deputy, Warm Springs, Nevada.
There's nothing like unique about it. Like,
I don't know, John Kimball. You got a photograph of the wife, of the kids.
I'd say that I'm a company man, so if anything, there's gonna be like maybe a picture of a dog or something like that in there.
Oh, there's a dog. He's got a dog. There's a
Alright.
picture of him with his dog.
Yeah.
okay,
In the,
I leave that. I'm not gonna
Put down.
defile his.
I'm not dead, jeez.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm just looking to see if
Take
there's
some
anything
boots.
unique in there.
What's
He's got like a condom
Loot
in
the
there
corpse.
just in case.
Loot the corpses.
All right, so I'm gonna do a 1d4 to try and rouse myself,
All right.
and if I
All right,
Nope.
so we're playing the sleeping game here. John,
Poor
Kimball,
John.
you're lost in a dreamland.
It's fucking brilliant, man. I'm like a butterfly. It's great.
Yeah, you're a butterfly. Oh, you're a butterfly.
Well, I guess we'll grab the car and continue on then.
Yeah, you know what I'm doing. That's great. I love it.
Before we leave, can I make a roll to like, as a CSI man, like would I be able to check and see how long the car's been smoking? Because we got this call at this point, what, like 8 hours ago?
You can do time of event. Yeah, you totally
Yeah.
can. Make a roll.
So like this crash, I feel like shouldn't be going on this long. But I'm just gonna do a D4 because I just want to kind of know. Another 3.
All right, with a 3, you're not going to get accurate time of death or anything like that. But what you can figure out, or what you guess that this isn't like an active engine fire. What you suspect is that there's some sort of leak that's spilling onto some hot part of the engine, and that's producing the smoke slowly over time. So something is leaking onto something hot, which is then turning into smoke.
Okay.
Science.
Science.
Does anybody else do anything else with the crash site,
Um,
or overstep the CSI officer's bounds to try and wake John Kimball, or loot?
No, I trust
no,
his judgment.
I trust his judgment in that, since I didn't see him do something brain dead.
All right, everybody trusts his judgment.
We still don't know where the WD's gun is, correct?
No, you haven't found that yet.
Well, for
There's
one,
not a
we're
single gun in there, right?
there's the sheriff's.
The sheriff.
I'm going
Sheriff's
to
gun.
Oh.
I'm going to take the sheriff's gun because I was inspecting it earlier.
You're gonna take it.
Yes.
All right. You take the sheriff's gun.
I'm going to do a quick search around the general trash site for the deputies. It's not going to be a thorough search, so I'm going to do a 1d4.
All right. 1d4 for a non-thorough search. We just lost Philip. Technical difficulties with the call,
All right.
or maybe a explosion went off where Philip is, or was, I should say.
Maybe
Uh,
he slept himself awake. I don't know.